Yeah, I'm not sure
It's not too
why
bad.
I'm not the echo either.
I'll see what
I can do.
So
chairperson announcement. I was just Friday's the witches battle in Morro Bay was quite interesting.
A
lot of fun. And then cruising around our local town here, quite a few very elaborate displays for the Halloween holiday, which is quite interesting. Otherwise, announcements from the chairperson. I don't know, any members have any announcements to make? No announcements. Moving along. Public comment is the time when members from the public can make a comment, a suggestion, or a question, or whatever. You do have to raise your hand, and we'll recognize you and unmute you. If anyone wants to make a public comment this time. I see Patrick's got his hand up.
Patrick, you can unmute. Perfect.
Thank you. I just did. Appreciate it. So you have two issues on your agenda tonight that we will be appealing when they go to the county and then when they go to the Coastal Commission. These are projects that are water demanding projects. And we would really think it would be cool if you guys would support the letter that you wrote to the county that I believe will get sent out to maybe the Coastal Commission or other agencies of importance, the BMC and all, where you say that if you deny a project, it's based on water availability. And we all know that water is now an issue. We don't have the water for the people that live here right presently, and we need to wait till we have a sustainable water basin before we can really start building any more or having more construction that is water demanding. So I would just like to encourage you all to support the letter that you did pass, that you did vote for. And when you get a water demanding project that comes forward, it actually shouldn't even be discussed. And it makes no difference whether it is something that people did all the rules that they were supposed to follow, did everything the county required. The county's requirements right now are not in the best interest of the community. They are being revamped in many ways. So take the initiative and deny these projects before they even really get going too much. And as I say, there's not really much of a reason even to discuss them. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I see Julie Tacker has her hand up.
Yeah, just as a member of the committee, I have a question for Mr. McGibney, if he is allowed to respond. Which two projects does he intend to appeal?
You can unmute yourself.
Well, I don't have the agenda in front of me. One of them is a house that it's your second one down. And then the third one is a vacation rental. And that's on, I believe, I don't remember the street, 11th Street, I believe it is. But the one before that is a full house.
Okay, in my announcements, I did forget to mention the vacation rental is being pulled from the agenda. It'll be appearing again on our December meeting. So that permit for the vacation rental is no longer on tonight's agenda.
That would obviously not be one that we would be worrying about right now, but anyone that has to do with water demand is one that's going to get appealed. And that would be one that you would want to deny just because of what you said in your letter. So thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for answering, Pat.
Is that all, Julie?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, thank you. No other public comment? We need to approve the minutes from our October 4th and our October 11th meeting. Anyone like to make a motion?
I will.
Go ahead, Sue.
I request that I make a motion that we approve both minutes.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any opposed? Okay. The minutes are approved. So our agenda item, which will include things, the first project we have is a storage shed.
Yeah. Chelsea, you can unmute. Wonderful.
Let's start the video. Oh, well, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So I guess I'm not really sure as to like what exactly the questions are, but yes, we have a shed that we're
Okay. And a little presentation. The reason you got the permit was because the shed was bigger than a standard shed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, and so you got a permit now and you're going through the permit process,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, and anything else to add to that? I don't.
Nothing to add. It's just it's a storage shed with no electricity, no plumbing, no nothing. It's just a storage shed.
Okay. Let me see. Any questions from members of the board on this? Julie, I see you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't go drive by the site, but I'm wondering if you're screening the shed with any vegetation?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Will you say it one more time?
Are you screening the shed with any vegetation so that the people from the street or neighbors don't get to have a view of it?
Yeah, we have, there's melaleuca trees that are more towards the street. And then it's set back.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't want it to be a visual impediment for neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah, Julie, I drove by the thing and it is set back. There is vegetation around it. The house to the left side, if you're looking at it is up higher, so it's overlooking this. It doesn't block any view from the street. You know, if you look, it looks like a shed.
Okay.
But Sue's got her hand up, and then Paul's got his hand up.
Thanks. I just wanted to ask you guys, have you gotten any comments from your neighbors at all about it? Has anyone said anything?
No, I went to the neighbors before building it.
Oh,
making
terrific.
sure that, yeah.
That was very good. Thank you. Okay. I'm done.
Paul's got his hand up.
Yeah, hi. So is the main reason this has been brought here is because it's larger than the 120 square feet?
Yes.
How many square feet is it?
278, I believe.
Mhm.
I thought it was maybe that.
It
Okay.
says
It was almost
278 on the
Almost
agenda.
double, I think, what we,
Uh-huh.
It was almost double what we were supposed to do, I believe.
Well, yeah, if it's 120 square feet, you don't even need a permit.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what we were, yeah.
and we do need a permit.
Okay, so that's the only thing in question. Is since it's bigger, should they be allowed to do it? Right, there's no other outstanding issues that we're supposed to be talking about.
And it's an as-built too. They got caught.
Mhm. Oh,
What?
As-built.
Yeah, it's already built, so you're having to get an after the fact permit.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're doing it, making it legal, and
Uh-huh. And none of the neighbors mind, and the county doesn't mind, so I don't mind.
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions or let me open up to the public. Any questions from members of the public or comments or? I don't see anybody. Anyone like to make a motion? One of the members like to make a motion?
I'll make a
Go ahead,
motion
Lynette.
that we approve this project as described.
I'll second.
Do we want to put it on the consent agenda?
Yes, consent agenda.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Yeah. Okay, so what you folks need to know is there's going to be a Locac meeting.
November
when did they start?
November 18th.
So this, so this will be put on the consent agenda at that meeting, you know, and it should just go right through and everything else, but you're more than welcome to sign in Zoom, you know, and watch the process.
Okay, and that was November 8th, you said?
18th.
Oh, 18th. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next project is the single-family residence with an attached guest house. Do we know who's?
Yeah.
Julie has her hand up.
I do.
Hi, Julie.
I just wanted to recuse myself from this item. Our firm has worked for this applicant in the recent past. So I'm not going to speak on this item.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank
Julie,
you for that, Julie.
And we sort of have a problem in that I believe neither Bob Kreiser nor the owner is here. Is anybody here? I think the two people that were, well, Bob Kreiser was going to speak, and I thought I saw him earlier, but I don't see him now.
Why don't we pass on this then, and we can bring it up later, and if not, we'll continue it till our December meeting.
Right. And Ron is here to discuss the well.
Okay, well, let's let Ron talk about the well.
Yeah,
Ron, go ahead.
You can unmute yourself. Perfect.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here tonight. I guess you're looking for a description of our project, and basically I thought I'd give a brief overview of where we've been to get to this is what we call a Program C well project. Program C is part of our basin plan, and the Program C wells are intended to move pumping from the west side of town towards the central or eastern part of the basin. This has been over 3 years in the making. Back in May 2020, we finally contracted with SWCA, an environmental firm, local environmental firm, to do a constraints analysis on 5 different sites to see which was the most environmentally preferred and feasible site. From that, we decided on what we call the Site E. It's the old Bay Ridge septic system site in a drainage basin. It's on the corner of Bay Oaks and South Bay Boulevard. We then continued the CEQA analysis, and then I'm looking at my notes here, in August 2021, our board of directors did certify a mitigated negative declaration for the project. From there, we moved on to the minor use permit, which was submitted to the county in October, and that's where it is today. A little bit more about the project. It's a pipeline, it's a well and a pipeline project. I noted where the location for the well is. The pipeline would go out the north side of the site onto South Bay Boulevard, cross Los Osos Valley Road, go down a few hundred feet, and then cross over to Mountain View, and then proceed down to Napomo Avenue and intersect with our water distribution system. Structures on the site, we may need a treatment building. We don't know if we'll have to treat for iron and manganese. That's something that's to be determined, but as part of the site plan. There will be a well. We can either do that in an enclosure or a fenced off area. I know noise was one of the concerns to the neighborhood. These wells, their pumps are this one's going to be between 600 and 700 feet below the surface. So you wouldn't have pumping noise from that. There might be some minor pumping noises as we feed it through the chlorination process and then into the water distribution system. Access is from Bay Oaks Drive. There is an existing drainage pump station on that site, which will be relocated. The other issue that came up is backup generation for the site in case of a power outage. This will not have permanent backup generation, but we did include it in the CEQA analysis. If we had to put this on backup generation, we tow a generator in by trailer. Those are kind of the overview of what we're trying to do. This has been, like I said, part of the basin plan since it was adopted back in 2015. We've gone through an extensive analysis for choosing the site, and we have gone through an analysis of the pipeline alignment and addressed all the environmental concerns with mitigations in the document that was included with the minor use permit. And with that, I can answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Ron. To members of the Land Use Committee, are there any questions or comments to Ron?
Sue has her hand up.
Okay, Sue.
Thanks. Oh, hi, Ron. Thanks for being here. I just have a question. You discussed all where the pipes are going and stuff. Is there anything that actually is inconvenient for anybody or anything disruptive? I mean, it all sounds like everything's getting mitigated and worked out, so there's really nothing to worry about, but is there anything that sticks out that might be a concern?
Well, not really. This is zoned for public facilities, so it is consistent with the zoning in that area. It will have a daily site visit from our crew. We do daily rounds of all our well sites to collect well log data, electricity use, all that. So there'll be, traffic in and out at least once a day. There'll be no storage on the property, so there won't be any other reason to access it unless it's for maintenance. We're proposing some minor landscaping changes to try to shield it from our neighbor to the north. But basically, if you've seen any of the lift station buildings and generation buildings for the sewer project, those block buildings you see around town, that would be the type of architecture you would see. So we feel that's consistent with other utility type sites. So to directly answer your question, we don't see any problems impacting the neighbor or neighborhood.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions from members of the land use? Okay, open it up to the public. Any questions or comments from members of the public? I see Dave and Dev.
Oops, darn it. I'll gotcha. Hold on. Dave, you and Bev, you may unmute, please.
I just wondered, can you bore under Los Osos Valley Road, or how's that construction part of it going to go?
That's to be determined. I doubt we can bore just because, as you know, there's a lot of utilities in that intersection. And so I believe we're going to have to trench, but that's still to be determined.
So detours would go around either way to go around the intersection?
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Dave. Any other questions or comments?
Oh, comments. Me, please.
Sue?
Thank you. Ron, thank you very much. We're all real concerned about the basin and to feel that something is going forward and you guys are working on it. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your work.
Well, thank you for having me. And of course, any questions or comments I can address.
Yeah. Anyone like to make a motion?
I make
Not
a
seen
motion.
any other questions. Lynette?
Yeah, I make a motion, and I would say, let's put it on the regular agenda because I think a lot of people just don't know about this. I mean, I think it's a consent worthy item, but I just feel like a lot of people may not know about this. So it would be good to get Ron, if you don't mind, come back and give a presentation at Locac on the 17th of November. So I vote to approve this project, and I guess we need a second.
I'll second it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Locac is on the 18th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thanks, Trish.
Okay, all in favor of putting it on the regular agenda? Approval of this project?
Aye.
Looks like everybody. Any opposed or neutral? No. Project is recommended for approval. Thank you, Ron.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Okay. And then going back to the house development and Bob or Mr. Kreiser.
I don't see anybody come.
Nobody's here to represent it. So I think we'll move this project to our December meeting, and we will contact the parties involved to see if they'll interested in showing up for that meeting and give us their view of the project. And if there's no other business, this meeting was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. I'd like to call adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
Oops.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.